Hi there boys and girls, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I've got a couple of announcements to make, and the first one I want to announce is I'm technically retired. Now the reason I say I'm technically retired is because I'm not going to take on any major projects. I'm just going to take on special projects and anything that interests me. The reason that I have done this is because the photography business today has changed. I used to get somewhere in the region of about $150 an hour, but today the average hourly rate for a professional photographer is about $28 an hour. Now, before I took the semi-retirement, I started working for a product company, and whilst I was there, I asked a couple of the other photographers how they got their job. And they told me they used to just work in the warehouse, and somebody said, would you like to take pictures of products and things? So I feel that photography is now being disrespected, and I don't think it's just thanks to the digital age or just to Photoshop, but I just think that it's gradually been creeping up, that it's turned into a regular kind of job for a regular kind of guy, rather than some of us who reached the pinnacle of being great photographers because we either had a degree or we had the experience of really knowing what we're doing, the magic of photography. Whereas today, people just think you can pick up a digital camera, take some photographs, and it doesn't look really great, you can fix it in Photoshop. Now I'll give you a prime example of that, and that was I was working on a project for a client, a major client, and the art director asked me if everything was a-okay down looking through the camera, and I said, yeah, but I can see one of my lights back over there. And he's looked and said, we can take it out in Photoshop. What? I can just send my assistant over there and just move that light. That's how bad it's got. The people just think that they can fix it all in post. So they're really not worried about somebody who's really a stickler for getting it in camera or making it happen during the magic of the day. So that's why I feel like I'm being disrespected, plus also the aspect of not getting that kind of money that I used to get when I was a rock star photographer in Los Angeles. So I've decided semi-retirement is the way I want to go, and I'll just pick and choose with things I want to do photographically. I still have a web development company, and we do a lot of web design and web development, so I'm still doing that. And you know, I get requests from various different models that want me to shoot stuff to contribute to whatever they're doing, either a project or something on Instagram, Facebook, or just to produce something to show a client. So I will be doing that. Now, the other announcement I want to make is I have shut down my andrefelixphoto.com, and I've moved my blog to my commercial website, andrefelix.com. So there's a link on there where you can go over to my blog and you can check out all the stuff that I talk about. And really what it's about is I'm giving you heads up on the secrets of how I created some of my photographs. That's why I call it the story behind the picture. Now, a lot of people would not give those kind of secrets away in days of old or days of past, but today it seems like everybody wants to tell everybody about how to do it all the time. Which brings me to another point, and that is there are just so many clowns that are on YouTube, it's unbelievable, who I guess they're trying to make a living out of telling somebody what they should be doing with lighting. And you know, lighting is subject to what kind of lights you have, what you look at, what your interests are. There's all kinds of things that get into the mix to give you that look that becomes your style. So really my personal belief is, you know, just keep on shooting and mucking about with stuff until you get to a point where people start recognizing your style, or literally saying to you, that's really great. And every time they keep saying that's really great, and you get good response, you're kind of heading in the right direction. So just get out there and shoot. Now, I'm not up for anybody saying, you know, what they want on YouTube, but the basic three principles on YouTube seem to be people that tell you about equipment, which is really handy and saves you a lot of time to go out and find out what sort of new equipment you want or what's the latest and greatest if you're looking to get something. And then you have a few people who are giving you kind of tips on a few things, and they're inspirational with their stories, stuff that they talk about. But then, as I said, you get these guys that are basically telling you, oh, well, this is how I did this with this lighting, and you need to do this, and clamshell lighting, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, after a while, you just go, okay, I understand if you're a new person in the photography business, and, or let's say photography in general, and you're a hobbyist, and you want to get a quick fix to find out how to light somebody's face. But, you know, I mean, really, seriously, George Bernard Shaw said it perfectly. Those that can do, and those that can't teach. So keep that in mind when you're watching some stuff on YouTube. But for me, I enjoy the photographers who have the interesting stories. Photography is one of those things where you should just really have fun. So go out there, create some pictures. Now, as I said, my blog has been moved over to andrefelix.com. So if you want to see my blog, it's not on Andre Felix Photo anymore. It's on andrefelix.com. So pop over there and check it out. Thanks for checking out my videos on YouTube, and let me know what you think. Leave a comment, and if you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, please subscribe. That's really great. You can also follow me over on Instagram and see some of the things I'm up to, so that's always kind of interesting. So that's it. Those are my announcements and some of my thoughts, and all I can say is thanks a lot and bye for now.